adding to that, sometimes it's not the script back role that always gets it, because Demi Moore's role had everything. It was, it had all the crutches needed for a good performance. It had the drama, it had the emotion.
Okay, Anora winning the best film. Kunal, I'm so sorry
Kunal.
to interrupt you, but Anora has won the best film.
Wow. And everyone has gotten up to serenade this film.
And you know who's announced the best film for Anora? One of the most legendary couples of a film ever, of When Harry Met Sally.
Are we looking at Meg Ryan on stage? We missed her. We were not able to see.
With Billy Crystal. No, one sec. Who was the one sec?
Harry Met Sally is Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah, it is Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. Yeah.
It is Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. I was right.
Yes.
Oh,
thank you for pointing that out.
The entire audience has
beautiful.
gotten up. Yeah.
So one of the most classic rom-coms ever is announcing this. Now, is it true that they didn't know that?
You're right.
Oh, is that the director of Hum Tum? Okay.
No,
trust him to point that out.
Your point that, if they hadn't known that, why would they have, right?
Yeah, why? I'm sure they knew that. That's why they got them to...
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, because if you look at the 2020 Oscars, the 2021 Oscars, where everybody felt that Chadwick Boseman is going to actually win the Best Actor award. I remember David Fincher was the director of the ceremony, and he pushed the Best Actor Oscar to the end, which is usually reserved for the Best Picture Oscar, because he wanted that beautiful moment of a person who had passed away and his family coming up on stage and collecting the Oscar. But then it ended up, but Anthony Hopkins ended up winning, and Anthony Hopkins did not even attend the ceremony because he knew he's going to lose, because he knew that they'll probably give it to Chadwick Boseman. But then Anthony Hopkins ended up winning, and it became a very anticlimactic ending to the Oscars. So I do not believe that anybody knows who has won the Oscars, but there can be coincidences.
Okay. I mean, you would have had do you think you would have had the La La Land Moonlight mistake happen if everyone had sort of...
True, it wouldn't have happened, that mistake. And plus, since I've had the experience of being at the Grammys, there is absolutely no way to find out. Not even the Academy knows who has won, because it is the third party that actually tabulates the votes.
Ricky, standing up for the institutions in the US and how they run their awards show. This has been a...
That's a very interesting take, because you were also talking about the entire selection process and how the voting really works, especially for Best Film for that matter. So there you have Conan O'Brien signing off, and we did see all of the people who have been associated and have been part of the films that were vying in for the top nod in the Best Film category. Everybody getting up to salute to Anora, as the film has taken the biggest award tonight.
And has not come out in India.
Yeah.
So there's
that's an upset. And yet you watched.
Yes, but our Indian audiences, that's a film that you can possibly look out for. And speaking, Kunal, to what you were saying earlier, maybe it's a film that will come out now. I mean, who's to say, the ways in which these films will now get distributed. But we'd like to thank everyone who's been with us over the last few minutes, to stay with us, to watch everything. Kunal, and I do want to ask Kunal and Ricky, both of you, your final thoughts, because we want to know, now that we know, we're on the other side, we've done the hard stuff, no more asking you to guess who's going to win anything. Kunal, you'd said that this award is special because we celebrate the small films, and Anora has won as a small film, so it's huge. How do you see it?
Well, I think it's a wonderful time for Sean Baker. He's always had subjects that are very unusual and that people would not likely pick up. Whether it was Starlet or Takeout, they're very strange relationships between people, and a lovely play between people. And I think that's just so wonderful. And I'm glad that the Academy has selected him, his cinema, his actress, and everyone's been backing Demi Moore. What I'd like to say about that, or what I was saying about her performance, was that it was a very script-backed performance. Everything was there on paper. Of course, she has to execute it. But in films like Anora, it's making every moment count. Where if the actress at that moment, in that scene, does not deliver, that scene will just fall flat. There's not that much support of drama, of the story that is giving you, which is there in substance. So I think that's the difference between the two performances. And having made a film like that in that genre and loving that genre, I know how difficult it is for that genre to work, and how difficult it is for people to understand that genre. For actresses, actors to perform in that genre is not as easy as it looks. You can call it rom-com, you can call it light-hearted, you can call it slice of life. It's a love story. It is the most difficult thing to do. It's very, very difficult.
And we never talk about that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, people don't talk about that. And I think that, and tonight at the Oscars, this morning for us, that being celebrated is such a wonderful thing. I'm glad they've done that. It brings cinema like that back into focus. Films like that are not being made. In the West, here in India, to forget it. No one wants to make films like that anymore. They all just want to make action films. That's a different debate. But I'm saying it's, for the Oscars to honor that is a very good nod for theatrical business of films like that.
Because it signals the kind of films we...
Yes, you can make films like that. You don't just have to look for superhero and Marvel DC films. Make those for sure, but those are not the only theatrical films that should be made. You have to get films like Anora out.
With an unknown face, with all unknown faces actually, I'd like to point out.
Exactly. Ultimately, it is cinema. Ultimately, it's cinema that works, whether it's Anora or it's 12th Fail or it's anything like that. It's not the name. Today, those names are spoken about. Today, everyone knows Medha Shankar of 12th Fail. Yesterday, we did. And that's, today, you have Anora winning so many Oscars and everyone, talking about them. Yesterday, you did. So I think that's the wonderful thing about the Oscars this year, is that it's brought the smaller films into focus, and it'll greenlight a lot more films in different genres.
Right.
Which is needed.
Ricky, I know that you began by talking about Mikey Madison winning the Best Actor, and considering she has done it so early on in her career, might just bring in a downfall as per stats. Talk about upsets now in this Oscar ceremony. What has that been for you now that the ceremony has just concluded? Something that you were really rooting for did not end up winning?
So first of all, I completely agree with every single thing that Kunal just said. And I think the smaller films winning matters a lot, simply because these films, the Oscar magic plays on them, and these films end up doing very well theatrically. In the past, there were two Indian-themed movies like Gandhi and Slumdog Millionaire, which actually did not have much of a box office haul to even speak about before they actually got nominated for the Oscars. But then after they got nominated, they made a huge amount of money, and then after they won a bunch of Oscars, they made even more money, and they became some of the biggest box office hits in history because of the Oscars. I see the same thing happening with Anora too. The only upset that I would say is that I really wanted Demi Moore to win, simply because I thought it was her time, and I felt that it would be a very strong statement when it came to actresses, female actors in the movie industry. And her speech at the Golden Globes was absolutely beautiful, and it really connected with me. And I felt that, that itself, showed how much she deserved it, and her performance was amazing. But I also agree with what Kunal said, that Mikey, the Anora performance was very, stripped down, and and it did not have all of the, all of the drama and all of the writing and all of that stuff to support her, and it was all her, when it came to her performance, and that is why I think she really held that film together beautifully, and she probably deserved it. So I'm in two thoughts about that, but I would have really liked it if Demi Moore won, and that would have made me very happy.
We're going to keep both of you with us. We're just going to give our audiences a very quick recap right now of all of the big awards right now. Best film, the one that we'd really been looking forward to, going out to Anora in a... As you can just see, we'll play out the visuals for you on your screen right now. There's Anora winning. You had Best Actor. Best Actor was taken home by Adrian Brody. He won it for The Brutalist. You also had Best Actress. That was an upset. That's what we talked about right now. It went to Mikey Madison. Incredible Mikey Madison for her beautiful portrayal of Anora, the titular character. But an upset to Demi Moore, who was expected to win it for The Substance.